Thank you for being a fellow soldier in the most important war in the history of humankind. Zoom out, get away from the noise, get away from mainstream narratives, and look at the big picture. What the book is essentially about is the importance of Bitcoin for the future of civilization. We need to keep the flame alive. All this says that there's no stopping this train, and there isn't, but we cannot become complacent in this. Absolutely not. We cannot afford it. This is much too important. The greatest risk with hyperbitcoinization is that it could become the very thing that we're trying to prevent. It could become this dystopian Orwellian surveillance tool. It's perfect for it. Bitcoin is always going to be here. The genie is out of the bottle. It's not going back in. Right now, the hopium is important not just to keep the flame alive and continue to build the work, but it's important to shape the ideas that we have about Bitcoin for the future. And we need to have a healthy idea about what Bitcoin is going to be, because that is going to steer what we're building towards. Miners aren't the ones who decide what Bitcoin is going to be. The node runners, people who actually use Bitcoin, are the ones who decide what Bitcoin is going to be. And so that is exactly what we need to do. We need to protect the protocol by running nodes and by using Bitcoin. If you want to be on a personal Bitcoin standard, terrific, perfect. That's the greatest contribution you are probably ever going to make to humanity besides having children.
Bitcoin's true layer zero isn't code, it's people. All Bitcoiners should realize how important their role is. They can contribute in whatever way they can. If they're an artist, they can contribute art. Any little thing that you can contribute to Bitcoin helps move the cause forward. You don't have to crawl through space and time to get to where you want to be. You can just be where you are and let time flow through you. Eventually, the future you have in mind will reach you, and you will be ready for it if you stay present and do your work. For those that truly understand Bitcoin, we're basically already living in the future, and we're holding the vibration of a reality that hasn't fully arrived yet.
My relationship with time was pathological before Bitcoin. I was chasing it. I never felt I had enough. I was chasing deadlines, goals, linear progress. But Bitcoin, like a flower, operates on a different rhythm. It doesn't rush. It doesn't beg. It just is. And it ticks forward with perfect integrity, block by block. I no longer feel like I am the one who has to force the future. I can just align with it. Bitcoin taught me that time isn't a thing to conquer. It's something that you harmonize with.
Bitcoin resonates with the frequency of truth. And when you come into contact with it, it doesn't just change your thinking, it changes your energy, your soul feels more aligned, you feel peace, clarity, like you're coming into coherence.
Bitcoin is incorruptible, it's transparent, it's grounded in natural law, and it captures truth. And there's something really beautiful about that. It may not sound profound, but Bitcoin captures truth into the greatest monument ever built by human hands. The Bitcoin time chain is the greatest monument ever built by human hands. It's one of the most beautiful pieces of art, one of the most beautiful pieces of great monuments that we have ever devised. When we align with what Bitcoin is, then you start to realize how much we're actually lying to ourselves. Bitcoin demands coherence, and coherence, it's not just mental and emotional, it's spiritual. So Bitcoin shows you what it's like to live with more integrity and clarity and presence, because that's what Bitcoin is. It just keeps on going just as it is. TikTok next block. And just living with presence and clarity and integrity. All of us are on spiritual journeys, whether we see it or not, whether we want to or not, whether we like it or not. Bitcoin is a mirror to society and to you. And the deeper you look, the more you see, and you see the flaws, and it allows you to correct them. The cool thing about Bitcoin is that it also gives you the plasticity to change those flaws.
the SHA-256, electricity, and proof of work. They might actually be tools for extracting truth out of the informational realm and anchoring it into physical reality. This concept of Bitcoin being a bridge between different realms and different worlds, almost as if Bitcoin is in the realm of where the source code is, and we're tapping into the source code of reality and bringing it out into the physical reality.
If we think of the digital, the physical, and the informational as different dimensions, different realms, then Bitcoin is an anchor across those dimensions. Bitcoin is the first system where truth actually has weight and lies are too expensive to sustain after Bitcoin. So it is this bridge between the abstract and the material, and it converts raw energy into incorruptible truth, one block at a time. Bitcoin operates like a weightless element in the periodic table because it has that type of anchor to physical reality. It is a cornerstone of how reality is built. But it's also element zero because it has no weight, it has no mass, it has no spin. It doesn't operate in orbitals.
The idea that we can own a part of something abstract, something that's supposed to be infinite, we can actually own a finite percentage of that. Even most Bitcoiners, we don't fully comprehend just how insane that concept is and how much value that gives Bitcoin, just that concept alone.
When it comes to absolute mathematical scarcity, that's like trying to understand what's outside of the universe. What happened before the Big Bang? What is nothing? What is everything? What is infinity? What is absolute mathematical scarcity is a question that belongs in that category. Absolute scarcity it's an incredibly powerful idea that we're only beginning to imagine what the effects of implementing this idea into a protocol that we use in society is actually going to mean for us. Bitcoin is not playing out on a time frame of a few decades. It's playing out on a scale of thousands of years. I think that we were happier as hunter-gatherers. I think that we had more connection with nature, more connection with cosmos and God and each other. I think that was a greater time to be alive. I think this journey that we are on as a species and civilization is absolutely worth it. But not because of where we are, but because of where we're going. It's going to be something truly magnificent, something that we can't even imagine. The fiat system is a crime against humanity that upsets me. And I'm almost getting a little teary just thinking about how it actually steals the most valuable resource that we have, our time. It's not okay. The fiat system was necessary when we first built it. We needed it to globalize. But now it has evolved into this cancer, this monster that is extracting value, extracting wealth, and stealing our time. I want to see a world where the truth is not dictated by mainstream narratives, but rather discovered and preserved. I want a world where we are all sovereign, where we're integrated. Bitcoin will help us remember who we are by constantly being in our lives with perfect integrity, perfect presence, and it will continue to keep asking us, who are you? What are you? You are a physical being, you are a time being, and you are a spiritual being. So Bitcoin creates a world where people will have the courage and capacity to be radically self-aligned. A world where billions of people will have low time preference and multi-generational thinking. And I'm incredibly bullish on seeing this scale to the civilizational level. If you've ever had that type of extreme overload of love and energy, when your cup is full, you desperately want to give to others. That is in human nature. As long as our Maslow's triangle is filled and we have all our needs met, everything that's above that, we desperately want to give to other people. And then we start also learn how beautiful it is to give to other people.